I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real, relevant, and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. How are you ladies over there?
We are doing well.
Hey.
This has been like a long time coming. Right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, y'all. Listen, everybody. You all are in for a tremendous treat today, right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. And it's normally like my normal episodes, but today is a special episode because we are going to be celebrating these individuals that lots of celebration, lots and lots of celebration. These individuals that have stepped out of their comfort zone and have made a conscious decision to be able to have some of their dreams become a reality. Not just for them, but to be able to be a blessing to everyone in this earth. So congratulations already. And so you're going to be having lots of opportunity to congratulate these individuals who have created their very own show, virtual shows from scratch. And so as we kick today off, I want everyone to tag people and invite people and encourage people to tune in. Anybody that you know has ever had a dream, had a goal, and maybe they've been hesitant about pursuing that goal or dream. Guess what? These individuals are proof that dreams still do come true, right?
Yes, they do.
Absolutely.
They surely do. So I know we're going to go around and hear from everyone, but just briefly, just say hello, Kimberly, and then I'm going to get you, Shauna, to say hello, and then I'm going to get you, Roxanne, and you, Trisha, to just say hello real fast, and we're going to keep on moving.
Well, hello, everybody, and I'm Kimberly Zuzwa.
All right.
Hey, guys,
Shauna,
I'm Shauna Price.
Hey, Shauna. Okay. Roxanne? We can't hear you, Roxanne. So you got to cut your volume up. Go ahead, Trisha.
Hey, everybody. This is Trisha Simone.
Trisha Simone, and that's Roxanne over there, y'all. She's going to go out and come right back in, okay? Yes. But everybody, I want you all to know that throughout today's conversation, you can put all of your congratulations to these graduates. I'm going to make sure I tag to the person that I'll be sending you all to, which is Dr. Tina J. Ramsey with CTR Media Network. She actually, and I'll wait and talk about her a little bit later, but this is an opportunity for you to be able to be connected with a network where your show will be streamed on Roku, Apple TV, and it's just an amazing experience. So I can't wait at the conclusion of our session today to be able to connect you to some of my resources that I believe will be very helpful for you all moving forward with your show. All right. Shauna, I see you over there. Eyeballs moving back and forth. What's on your mind before we keep going forward? What's on your mind over there?
Oh, I was just thinking there's nothing like resources.
Nothing like having good resources. That's why I'm glad I asked that question, because sometimes you all have some fantastic thoughts and other people need to benefit from what's going on in your mind. Iron sharpens iron. And yes, having the resources that sometimes people have resources, but they're not willing to share them. What is that about? It's like, well, don't you want everybody to benefit from being able to be a part of greatness and experiencing greatness as we salt the earth, you know?
That's
so
right.
I'm excited about sharing the resource with you. So for all of you all that are tuning in, we're glad to have you all, and we will be popping your comments up throughout today's episode. So keep them coming. I'm also over there on Instagram as well. So make sure you put your comments and we will honor them. All right. We're going to go ahead and kick things off with with Roxanne and with Trisha, and I'm sure Roxanne will be back here very shortly. So let me go with Trisha for a second and tell you a little bit about Trisha Vincent. Trisha Vincent is the co-host of the Leadership Undercurrent. That's what she's the co-host of, and she is an executive strategist, all decked out in white over there, an executive strategist. And I am going to let you know that she's an AI consultant, she's an educator. She's also founder of Launch Your Influence. Launch Your Influence, transformational firm helping leaders to elevate their visibility. How important it is for us to elevate our visibility, executive presence, and guess what? Influencing, increasing in the digital world. These are things that sum up what Trisha Vincent does. She has more than 20 years of experience spanning agile transformation and enterprise technology, you name it. She's a corporate guru is what she is. That's what she is. And so I'm really, and some of your classmates may not even know all of this about you because it's so much that I'm not sharing every detail, but I'm really honored that you are here today. And Trisha, what I want people to do is get an opportunity to just hear from you briefly about your backstory, not necessarily yet about the show, but tell us who you are a little bit more and some of the things that make you who Trisha Vincent is.
Well, I want to say thank you, Kim, for this opportunity. It's been such a fabulous chance to be able to work with you and the lovely ladies in our program. Just a little bit about me. Thank you for that kind introduction. I am a self-esteem advocate at the end of the day. So while I am helping professionals, aspiring leaders, to be able to lead their projects, to be able to understand technology, the first step is that they understand who they are. And so I feel as an AI consultant now that we should know more about ourselves than technology does. So taking that conscious effort in understanding what our level of impact is and making sure that that is agnostic of any types of systems or tools. So that's a little bit about where I'm at today. Where I've come from is I live in Houston, Texas. I'm a Jamaican. I will be launching this podcast with Roxanne Felton. And so I don't have any kids, but I'm a plant mama. And so you'll hear from Roxanne that she's a fur mama. She's got fur babies. I don't have any furry things, but my plants, they do a little shimmy. So I've got the prayer plants that open up and close up at night. And people don't believe me until they see it. So literally the leaves will, they expand in the daytime and they're out like this. And then at night, their leaves go straight up. And so I always say that I'm like, okay, one is victory and one is praise. And so that's my little, what I do 5 to 9.
You know what? That's interesting that you say that your plants open up during the day and then they close at night. Mm-hmm. I'm a big believer that God gives us certain ways of nurturing situations. And even when we do science projects back in the day, if you pour certain things in the plants, they die and other things cause them to grow. And so what do you attribute your gift of being able to work with your plants at that level to?
Well, one, there really is a class of plants called in the prayer family. I didn't know that. So I was learning. I liked it because one side was like a mauve and the other side is like a green. And I was like, God is the ultimate designer. Like, who puts these colors together so eloquently? And but going to the plants, there have been so many lessons learned on harvesting and sowing seeds and cultivating and watering and all of those tied to leadership, right? So all of those elements are what we're going to be discussing in the Leadership Undercurrent. Is we're coming from the standpoint that we wish we had somebody to tell us when we were going through this and just be straight up and real as possible. So those things that are not visible, those things that are silent, those things that go unsaid is what we will be addressing for individuals, whether you're a senior or aspiring leader. We're gonna be talking about those items and addressing them head on.
Wow. Okay. I mean, so your plant philosophy of being able to help it blossom and bloom and become everything that a plant can become is also the type of nurturing spirit that you have regarding everything that you've done in the leadership capacity in corporate America and now soon in your show. We're going to talk a lot more about it in the show too later in the episode. That is incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. Anybody else have any question for Trisha before I go to Roxanne? Or comment or anything? And definitely in the comment sections, please put your comments. And any of you all, go ahead. Shauna. Oh, Shauna, did you have a question?
I did.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. With the prayer plants, does it take a lot to make this deal? Because my thumb ain't really green or anything. But if you can have some plants praying at night, that's some good stuff.
That really, look, let me tell you. Yes, they are. They're pretty easy. They're not like orchids, and orchids are the most sensitive creatures on this planet. Oh my God. So they are very friendly. You water them. I water mine daily, but not a lot. So I'm always giving a little bit of a drip just to make sure that, and you can tell. So when you don't pay attention, the leaves will start shriveling up and I'm like, oh, you're crying for some water and some fertilizer. So yeah, it's easy to maintain.
And so I didn't know this until hearing you right now. So I'm really excited to learn about this. And I was looking it up. Anybody else have a comment or anything that you want to share?
I just think that's an awesome talent to have because my mother had a green thumb. My grandmother had a green thumb. That gene just passed me. Everything that comes into my house dies. So I commend you on that. I bow down to you.
I did tap into it from my folks. So yeah, I'm like, I can't be on this side of across the pond in the States and not have something green, even if it's green onions. Ladies, just go ahead, cut the green onions, keep the little stalk and watch, put it in a little water and it'll grow on your mantle. So that is easy. Shauna, don't start with the plant, start with the green onions.
That's funny. I just pulled it up because I saw this backstage. That's pretty amazing. Is being able to have that prayer. Is that what yours looks like?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a gorgeous one because mine doesn't have that one in the middle, but it is that there's so many different types and variants. But what's cool about that is, I don't know if you probably don't notice it, but on the underside of it is another color. So it's a two-tone. Yeah, it's really the color of your screen, your background, that mauve.
Wow. I just had to pull that up because I'm a visual person, so I like to see stuff. And so that was just beautiful. I had no idea that you were going to be talking about the prayer plant during your conversation. For those of you that are just tuning in, we're meeting some new talk show hosts that are coming out with new episodes, new shows that are really going to change the world. And so we just heard from Trisha Vincent, and we're getting ready to hear from her co-host, which is Roxanne Felton. Now, Roxanne, let me take a moment to introduce Roxanne as well. Roxanne, we're so glad to have you. Roxanne Felton is the co-host of the Leadership Undercurrent and Global Next Gen. She is an accomplished agile, am I saying it right? Productivity trainer, right? AI influencer, project leadership expert with more than 30 years of experience in information technology, enterprise transformation, and organizational leadership. She is known for building high-performing teams. She knows how to put these teams together, simplifying complex concepts into practical, people-centered learning experiences. Now, I'm not going to read everything, but I just want you to know that she is a force to be reckoned with. Welcome, Roxanne, and tell us a little bit about you, your backstory, who you are. I have no idea why we can't hear you, Roxanne. Okay. So you know what? Is let's see. We're going to do one quick technical training for 1 second, and then we'll go from there. So on your this is so everybody gets this free tip. Okay, everybody's gonna get a free tip from Kim Jacobs, the balance doctor here. So in your settings, go to settings, and then what you'll do is make sure that she's gone completely. We're gonna come back to her then in a few minutes. So let me just go back to this view. And what we're going to do now is hear from Shauna. So Shauna, I am excited to be able to tell everybody about you as well. And Shauna is the founder and CEO of the Connection Guru. She's a relationship building strategist. These people have a plethora of experience, long-term experience, 30 years of service-driven leadership. She equips students, teams, and leaders with the confidence, communication skills, and social capital that they need to thrive in school, work, and life. And she's known for her high energy facilitation, culturally responsible teaching, you name it. She transforms learning environments all over the world. So Shauna, if you will, take it away and tell everybody a little bit about you.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Kim,
Thank you.
for the labor of love. Right, I am absolutely grateful to have been a part of this class, because this class rendered me some really cool people. And so, again, I'm Shauna Price, and I don't know. I've been talking since I could remember. So, I think what led me here is that by by my spiritual gifting, which is counsel, I find that I've been doing it all my life. So I grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina. I am a native, and I've been a native of Charlotte, North Carolina all my life. But and people are always like, "Oh my God, you're a unicorn." The first time I heard that, I was like, "What do you mean?" Right? They were like, "You
Right.
don't exist." But I can take you into a neighborhood where they're all Charlotteans and drop you there, right? Um, I am a mom of two beautiful young ladies, Chloe and Charlie. I have a 10-year-old, I'm sorry, a 14-year-old and a 4-year-old who are 10 years apart. And
Wow.
that makes life interesting. Uh, very, very interesting. I am the only girl in my family. Um, I have two brothers, one who's deceased. And that story is a story within itself. I think I'll tell this story one day. Um, but right, it kind of goes along with how I became who I am today.
And
So
feel free to share as much of it as you want here. This is just giving people a chance to get to know you for a few moments.
I'll tell y'all a little bit. So my brothers, in 1999, my brothers were riding down the road. Someone shot into the car, and one bullet hit both of my brothers. My oldest brother survived. My youngest brother died. But my oldest brother is completely blind. And when I say completely blind, he has no eyeballs. But he is probably the best person you will ever meet in your life. And I think from that, I've always been outgoing. It's kind of like a hereditary trait, right? On my dad's side of the family, I don't meet a stranger. I will talk to anybody from the pit to the palace. But I became very I began to hold on to people very tightly, right? I I think I took on this like cape that I could keep everybody alive, right? That I loved. And it made me dig deeper into my relationships. And that kind of funneled out into something a little bit more for me, because then being a person who didn't meet strangers, I began to um, look at relationships a lot differently, right? The value of people means a lot to me. And so that kind of put me on this trajectory of connecting building social capital. I started networking for a gentleman and in networking on his team, that kind of let me know, you know what, y'all, for real, let me just tell, I got to go back. I was a Mary Kay consultant. And being a Mary Kay consultant, I realized that I enjoyed the conversation and all the things, but y'all, sis wasn't making no real money. And I was like, this ain't working out. But it was helpful because it helped me to find what I really loved about my meeting with these ladies. It gave me a heart for women. Right. And so out of a lot of this birthed the Connection Guru, right? Which is basically networking training. It's more relationship management now. It began as networking training. But now we help people with managing their relationships. So building solid relationships that you basically hold on to. And then We Meet, We Eat came alive. And We Meet, We Eat came alive because I had a heart for women. And it's just that, guys. I wanted to eat. I wanted to have lunch with a certain with these different ladies. So I brought them to one table. And from that, I started like meeting monthly with ladies. And then COVID happened. And when COVID happened, we went virtual. And so I was virtual for months. And that's when I found out I got pregnant in the middle of COVID.
That might happen being all up in the house like that, but you know.
All the time, unlimited time.
Just keeping it real.
Listen, I'm always like, how did this happen? Yeah, we were stuck in COVID for real. But and so I was 43 and life changed at 43 because then it was like, I'm going to have a baby at 44 and who does that? And then that became something for women. I probably need a couple of podcast shows. Right. But that became something for women because I was sad and upset about it, but there were women in their 40s who were not married, they didn't have children, and they were saying, you give us hope. And so, needless to say, We Meet, We Eat kept happening. And in 2021, I brought We Meet, We Eat back out into the opening. And so now We Meet, We Eat is 3 events and a podcast show. And so
don't go into too much detail about the show yet.
But I am really excited. I'm excited about it. I would be lying if I didn't say I was nervous, but I do believe that podcasting, radio, TV is where I'm supposed to be. My mom said when we were kids, they did this testing on us to see where our gifts lied, and all of us lied in that same area of radio, entertainment. So here we are. I'm grateful to Kim. Thank you so much for putting up with me.
It's my honor. We'll talk about that too. It's my honor to put up with anything that God does through each and every one of you. And you have been a blessing to my life.
It's been great.
All right, yeah. Y'all. We get a chance to hear from Shauna Price, and I'm going to still put too how you can stay connected throughout the different parts of the episode. She has a YouTube channel, and you can definitely follow her on WMWE on Instagram. We Meet _We Eat, and that's a whole thing. We're going to hear a lot more about that, but I just want to thank you, Shauna, for sharing some of your story. And then we're going to go over here to Kimberly Zuzwa. Kimberly. Hello, Kimberly everybody. Is the founder and principal consultant of Wazia Consulting LLC. Again, a seasoned professional, nonprofit world is where she is, as an executive with more than 30 years of experience supporting mission-driven organizations at the local and national levels. She's advised so many diverse groups, ranging from things that include fundraising, community relations, operations, fiscal planning, program development, and personnel management. So this woman brings a unique ability to cultivate shared leadership, effective decision-making, and positive working relationships. That's what she's all about. Kimberly, I just want to welcome you and give you the floor to speak about yourself for a few moments.
Sure. First of all, thank you, Kim, for this awesome experience and for the encouragement. This has been, and for everyone that's in this class, I've just enjoyed our relationship and I look forward to continuing it. So just to tell you all a little bit about me, I'm Kimberly Zuzwa. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, Bed-Stuy, home of Biggie. Always have to give the props there. Had such a wonderful experience growing up in New York. And then I went to school in New England and then lived in New England for 30 plus years and then moved here to the Charlotte, North Carolina area. I've been here for the last 5.5 years. My purpose for coming down was to be closer to my parents as they aged. I am an only child. My mom passed in 23 and my dad is still alive. Thank God. God willing, he'll be 95 in December. So just wanting to be in closer proximity. I have 2 children. I have a son that's going to be 30 in a month. Wow. He plays international basketball, and my baby boy will be 28, and he's an officer in the Navy. So being down here has been an awakening for me as well as a coming home. And I started to think about my journey from a Christian perspective as being a young woman. When in fact, me having 2 boys, one of the things I noticed, girls would always be at the house, right? And I thought, okay, I got the boys, they're at the house. They're at the house for my sons, right? Little did I know they were there to hang out with me, right? And they started calling me auntie because they would ask me questions and they would talk about things that's going on with them as young women. And I'm just straightforward. I keep it real because my father kept it very real with me. And I account him for also as to who I am today. And they would say, okay, Mizzy, let's go shopping. And then those young women, the majority of them, they were questioning about their Christian walk, right? As being young women, their sexuality as being young women. And so I'm not going to go too much because I know we want to talk about that later. And so God led me in that space to create my podcast because it's not like I went out to seek these young people. These young women would come to me, even in one of my older positions when I worked at a nonprofit organization. The young woman would always come to me and say, "Oh, you going to teach a class? Oh, let's go out to lunch." There was always that draw. So now it's like, okay, God, what are you doing? And so again, keeping it real, keeping it straightforward, and they say, 10 toes down, this is how it moves, and being able to relate to the young people. So that's what got me started there. And I also think about my walk as a young woman in Christ in this space. How do I totally be me and who he has me to be, as well as develop the most important of the relationship and not the legalisms? I'll leave it at there.
Y'all are like dropping some serious gems and nuggets and words of wisdom. We're talking about you all individually. So what you all have the opportunity to hear today is from some very strong leaders within their own fields of interest. And so if you are interested in just further developing your leadership skills, your ability to become better, and even if you're a younger person and you're looking for someone to mentor you, these are individuals here. Not only did they take a show training, but they are well equipped to help you on your journey in life as well. So I'm excited about everything that I've heard. Did any of you all have a comment or a question for each other?
I love the progress, listening to how everybody has transitioned, right? Elevated. Oh, I thought it was this, but it was really this, and then it came this. So I love that.
And I love the fact too that you think, for example, being a boy mom, for example, having sons, and you're like, okay, well, I don't have any daughters, but yes, God still gave you many daughters.
Yes, he did.
Through your sons. So you're still a mother figure to women that were coming to learn and glean from your brilliance and your excellence, even though you didn't birth them.
Yeah.
What's your theory on that? And I wanted to hear your thoughts on not necessarily birthing a person, but still birthing a person.
My thought is this. I believe in Proverbs says that with God, he will put you at particular tables. I don't know the exact, I'm not that one who will quote word for word, but y'all believers here, y'all know that is legit what I'm saying, right? And to whom much is given, that's Luke, to whom much is given, much is required, right? And when you just submit to be like, okay, God, what happens, happens, you have my life. He places you in people's lives for certain reasons. Mm-hmm. And I equate that to me just being me. And I think also, we'll talk about it when we talk more about the podcast. I think a lot what happens in a religious and Christian setting, we fail to recognize the real person, the inner person, when having some maybe technical and challenging conversations. And the fact that I've been blessed to be like, baby girl, come in, sit down. I'm going to tell you how it really is. Right. And this is how it is. And now we're going to go to the word. Right. Because my dad did that with me. I'll just give this example. I was like, Daddy, I was in high school. I said, Daddy, I want a tattoo. Oh, he said, you want a tattoo? I said, well, Daddy, can I get a tattoo? He said, wait a minute. He went to the word, and he went to Thessalonians? And he was like, it ain't me, but what does the Bible say? So what I'm able to do with these young women, with their minds being open like that, okay, this is how you're feeling, this is how you are. Okay, let's go see what the words say. Now, how do we apply that within your life? Right? So that's that. Yeah.
That's good. Great answer. All right. And then we're going to talk more too, Shauna, because I love the fact that you talked about how important it is to have good, hearty, wholesome relationships, and how you're really truly connected to people at a deeper level than just the surface stuff. And that became evident in your life because of what you experienced. So do you feel like your relationships are truly authentic, long-term relationships, and are they limited as a result of that, or are you come one, come all? What's your theory?
The Bible tells us to do all things in moderation. Mm-hmm. And so I think for me, early on, like as I was growing up, it was a come one, come all. Now sitting here at the ripe age of beep, 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 I think being selective is huge, right? But I also think that the decisions that we make, the relationships that we need to steward, they should all be God-led, right? And that's what I've had to learn. I literally, God told me just about a month and a half ago, I had to end a 25-year relationship. And that's heavy, especially when that's your best friend, right? But obedience is real. Obedience is always better than sacrifice. And delayed obedience is disobedience. And so I think that just understanding who God needs you to be connected to makes a difference in how those relationships, not just how they're birthed, but how they grow, right? And sometimes when you're that person that is easy, how do I say it? I'm a person where I can meet a complete stranger. They'll give me their whole life story.
Me too.
Day one, right? And sometimes you have to understand, well, what am I supposed to do with this, Lord? How am I supposed to pray for him? Should this be somebody I'm building a relationship with, etc.? But I think that authenticity is a buzzword. I think that we don't understand authenticity like we think we do. It's not, I'm Shauna from Betas Ford Road. You get the hands, right? It's more like.
Did you say you get those hands?
Yeah, you can get these hands, right? Because some people think authenticity means keeping it real. But really, the authenticness of us, our authenticity is the essence of who God created us to be. It's our spirit, man. And a lot of times we don't realize, a lot of times we don't know that this is really what authentic is. So when people are attracted to your authenticity, they're attracted to the very person that God created you to be, right? They're attracted to your spirit, man. And you have to be careful what devils you allow in your spirit, man, or the lack thereof, right? So yes, being selective is good, right? And there are times when you can be a come one, come all, but you need to understand whether or not that's what God is calling you to do. or not, right? I am extreme extrovert, but I love intimacy, right? Because that's where impact is. So I think that it really should be all God led. Anytime I'm walking into a networking room, the prayers always, Lord, connect me with the people you want me connected to, right?
Mm-hmm.
To me, that just shortens the path. But but it then it makes it worthwhile because now I know these are the relationships that I need to grow. These are relationships I need to nurture. These are the relationships that I need to hold close, right?
That's
So
right. Okay.
that's
Wow.
that's
This is good. This is good. Relationships that you need to hold close and some that we have to let go, even though it may be difficult to do that, but making the decision to do that. Listen, everybody that's just tuning in, I see some of your comments. I'll start putting them up. We're talking today with new talk show hosts that are coming out with a new show that's going to be airing this summer, early fall. And I just want to make sure that you get a chance to hear from each of them. You've heard some of their heart, their backstories. And at this point, let me put some of the comments up. I see you, CTR Media Network. Listen, CTR Media Network, when we get done, I'm going to be sharing a connection with each of you because I feel comfortable endorsing you to go over to CTR Media Network. I can tell you they do not accept every person that applies under any circumstances. And so some people come back and be like, they didn't accept me. I don't have any control of that. But I can tell you, if you went through the Kim Jacobs show training on how to start your own show, you're ready. I can tell you that. So thank you so much, CTR Media Network. They said, congratulations, graduates. Dr. Tina J. Ramsey, she said, hello. Rashim Hankins said, true. I want some of y'all, actually, y'all new hosts. So let's go, Trisha, read the comment.
I love that. Plants are therapeutic and promotes a healthy mind. Look, plants are God ordained. Those are natural beings that were created to worship. So if I get down, if I get lost, I don't have any excuses, and I'm like, okay, praise, go do your thing. And so yeah, I love that. Thank you, Rasheen.
Let's go, Shauna. Read a comment, Shauna.
Hey, boo! That's Danielle Bertrand, y'all. She is, you guys, when I tell you, dynamic woman of God. If you do not follow Danielle now. Danielle moves in the space of teachers and edifying teachers and helping build them through education. And currently, I don't know if she has finished yet, but Danielle is working on her doctorate. And so I have been friends with Danielle for it's been a while now, but she's an amazing woman of God. And hi, Danielle.
All right, Kimberly, read the next comment.
Let me see here. The next comment. I'm looking for it.
CTR Media Network. And I know I gave you another assignment. So you're like, girl, you done gave me 3 assignments. I have her in the private chat doing some stuff. So this comment says, congratulations, graduates.
Okay, I see it now.
Okay. Well, I'll still give you a chance to say it since you're practicing as a new host. So go ahead.
Okay, it says, I see, what does it say? Put your congratulatory comments here and we will pop them on the screen. That's what I see.
Okay. That I did put that as well. So that is so accurate. If you all would like to share your congratulations to these graduates here that we are introducing to you, please make sure you put your comments and we will pop them on the screen. All right. Okay, let's transition to the next thing here. I want to make sure I take a moment and let you know that today's episode sponsor is none other than P. Hankins LLC, P. Hankins LLC. Let's give it up for today's episode sponsor. So glad to have you take a moment to be able to learn more about P. Hankins LLC. Coach Pamela Hankins presents a masterclass. It's called Grace to Carry, the calling for first ladies and women in ministry leadership. It's all about grace, and she's going to be breaking that down for you. If you're looking at this today, then it's coming up on May 30th, 2026 at 4:00 p.m. It's a Zoom, and it's only $97. I can promise you that woman conference that she's hosting will be a game changer for you. So you can get your tickets now through phankins.com. phankins.com. And you don't want to miss this opportunity. If you're leading people, you're a woman in ministry, take an opportunity to be well equipped to be able to lead effectively. And it's the grace to carry the calling. Also, she has another program that's coming up that is very important that you go ahead and pre-register with the early bird special. It is a Week 40 Transform Your Life conference. Week 40 is the whole thing that God gave her, and you'll be able to learn a lot more about it, but it's about faith, purpose, and renewal for you. It's a retreat that you, and if you have a significant other, so men and women can attend this conference at the Massanutten Resort. And it's only $237 for general admission and $287 for VIP. If you're going to be registering now, make sure you use the code The Kim Jacobs Show. And all registration takes place at phankins.com. P is in Paul, Hankins, or P is in Pamela, Hankins.com. All right. So that's today's episode sponsor. Again, let's give a great big round of applause for our episode sponsor, P. Hankins LLC. All right, let's transition. The other thing that I wanted to find out from you all is this course that we're taking right now that you took. It was a 6-week training. Or when I say 6 weeks, we know the behind. We know the behind the scenes, right? It's supposed to be a 6.
It was in our own 6-week time span. That we made it, right? We put another definition in 6 weeks.
Right. The point is, the beautiful part is I don't charge you anymore if for some reason we need to go beyond 6 weeks, right? But the program is designated for 6 weeks for us to learn how to start your own virtual show from scratch. Now, in this class, you learn what you need from how to create the name of your show, the focus of your show, whatever is needed for the show to be able to become a show. All of the details with the focus, how to get your guest, where to find your guest, how to make sure that you know what platform to stream live on, you name it, we cover it, what equipment you need, how to make sure you have your audience engagement. It's all there in the 6-week training. I do this because I've had the opportunity to have probably about a little over 18 years of experience having a show on PBS, the Word Network, working with local NBC affiliate, being like the super nanny kind of person out doing balance makeovers. So I pour all of that into you so that you don't really have to start from scratch. But I would like to take this opportunity. If you have a few comments from your experience, would you recommend it to anyone? Please feel free. Trisha, let's start with you. If you have any thoughts on it and would like to share.
Oh man, this has been, we started at the beginning of the year. So look, as we're resolutions, right? Like, can you, at closing out in 2025, going into 2026, this was a blessing in disguise. But this season that we're in now, right? 5 months later, we're in the 5th month. This is not a season of small moves, right? So for anyone that's listening, that's been sitting on their next level, whether they want to do something different, they want to start their podcast, this is who you need to go to. So this was a blessing to be around like-minded women, God-fearing women that have a personal relationship with the Lord. It's a safe space. So this was an anchor spiritually as well as professionally, right? So getting the tools to equip us to understand, how can we do this on our own? What are we going to look for? What do we need to ask if we do branch out and connect with others? Like how do we build onto that? So at the end of the day, I'm more equipped, I'm more prepared, and I'm ready for my next level, which is going to be launching our podcast in July.
Yay! Thank you. I'll pay you.
Thank you, Kim.
I'm muted.
No.
What'd you say, Trisha?
Oh, I was saying thank you. You're like, thank you. And I'm like, no, thank you, Kim Jacobs. Thank you, Kim Jacobs. Unbelievable.
Thank you. And I said, I'll pay you later.
Oh, honey. Go ahead.
Shauna, any comments? And I don't know what people are going to say. So you may say, girl, you can put me on the spot all you want. And I'm not endorsing it. I don't know what people are going to say because it's not pre-scripted. So tell us, Shauna.
Um, I want to thank you for the grace. Because like when I tell you she works with you, she works with you. Um, she doesn't make you feel small about the things that you may not understand, the things that you don't know. She really empowers and encourages you to get it. And she waits. She is patient. Like if you want to learn how to be patient, take the class. Like if that's something you say, God, I need patience, patience and podcasting, then go take Kira Jacobs' class. But I really appreciate the grace with everything in taking this class. The step by step, the thing she teaches you in an order that will allow you to understand. And like me, y'all, I do technology a little bit, but I'm not as technology savvy as I probably should be or care to be, right? But she does help you through it. She explains it to you. So, like in that part of it, I was like, oh, I can do this, right? I think that the way I end up in this class, I think the way that I ended up in this class, I don't know, it was like God sent, right? Like it kind of brought me into class. And just through some personal things that I was experiencing, she was gracious, right? Just completely gracious. And so I would say take the class if you are looking to do podcasting for this reason, because you will get an understanding of doing it in person. You'll get an understanding of doing it virtually. And she does it virtually. So to know how to um, just run this show virtually is amazing. I've done like having a show with a girlfriend, but not knowing the back end of how to make the show work. So this has been amazing. Yeah, like Trish said, y'all, we some chicks in here that love God and his people, right? And I think that made our class so much better, right? Like we sacred but savage. And so
Play.
No holds barred.
no
Right.
holds bars. But I think that it's a really good start in podcasting. So get in. She got a code up here that says KJ Show to receive 10% off. Get your 10% and get into class.
You get your 10% and get in this class. 10% is a big deal, y'all.
10% is huge.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Because what we're already doing is I'm already giving it at a very discounted rate. But
A
anyway,
very discounted rate.
Kimberly, anything you want to say?
Of course. You know I have something to say. So first of all, for those that are watching and those who may be listening, Kim brings an excellent approach to the course. She does very well the technical and combining it with the relational, right? And helping to build community. And so that's what was established in the course. There is a place of comfort that is established. So when you don't know, you feel free to say, well, I'm not understanding this. And she will make the time to ensure that you have what you need to be successful in your podcast. She'll work with you. She takes the time with you, and her knowledge and how she presents it, it is just very easy to receive. So for you all that are like, well, I really don't know technology, are there going to be too much? I got a whole lot of homework to do, got to write things down. No, it's not like that at all. And it blends, her course blends very well into your day-to-day life. Wow. So if you're going to school, if you're working, if you're traveling, I do a lot of traveling. So I was able to encompass it within my lifestyle to move forward. So you do have to take time now. Don't get me wrong. You do need to take time and have your focus to get your work done. But it isn't as stringent as, 2, 3, 4 hours a night. You're trying to do something to learn the material. So I highly, highly recommend, Kim, come take the class. And I decided to do it because I was talking with one of my young ladies and they're like, Duchess, you should do a podcast. I'm like, I ain't got time for all of that. No, that's the wave. Everybody listen to podcasts. And then when I went to the conference and I met Kim, I said, okay, God, what are you doing? What are you doing? So I signed up and here I am.
Wow. 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 This is just like a lot. Is what I'm hearing is mind blowing, because every class has a different experience. So I can't predict what your personal experience is until I hear it. So thank you so much for everything that you all shared. And I do encourage you, if I believe everybody should have something that God is giving you to share with other people. And I also believe the whole world misses out if you sit on your gifts and your talents. So let's figure out, some of you may be already experts in whatever area you're in, but people need a one-stop shop, a place to be able to connect with you. And that's what this podcast and talk show virtual platforms allow you the opportunity to do, is to have that one-stop shop. So make sure you go ahead and email me, kimjacobsshow@gmail.com, or you can call 704-962-7161 or 704-944-3534 and let us know that you're interested in being one of the upcoming 5 students in our next training class. You had a comment, Trisha?
Oh, no. I'm excited.
Okay. I'm excited because I want to hear about your show. Tell everybody what they can expect when they tune into your show. Tell everybody the name of your show, when you're going to be airing it, and how people can stay connected with you to hear more. All right, let's go in this order. Trisha, we're going to start with you, and just tell us, if you will, about your show and your wonderful co-host.
My co-host is Roxanne Felton. We are leading the Leadership Undercurrent podcast. We'll be going live in July of 2026. The premise of the podcast is to talk all things about leadership, project management, and we're going to start layering it through the lens of AI. So just a background, Roxanne and I have together 30 plus years experience in project management. I'm working in the oil and gas industry, and so we have traveled the world, between us, all continents except one. So we've gone to Africa, Kazakhstan, Africa, Europe, Eurasia, South America, just being able to help and foster for other project managers and leaders to be able to go ahead and be successful with what they were leading. So we're going to use that link, that history, that experience, and that expertise to share with our audience on, what are some of those hidden things that aren't spoken about in today's environment and atmosphere. So the leadership undercurrent is, you are still a leader with the water's flowing, honey. It don't stop, but you will be okay. So that is where we are here to go ahead and make sure that you will make it.
I am so excited about your show. Even no matter what you're experiencing, no matter what the undercurrents, the undertones are, you're going to have these two hosts that's going, especially if you're in corporate world and you don't know how to navigate that space. These leaders with probably collectively over 100 years together, they're going to be able to really shed some light on your journey and help you get through the undercurrent, the hidden situations.
Yeah,
I love this.
Dirty. These streets are dirty. You need help.
These streets are dirty, y'all. They said. Anybody have any questions, comments? I love it. You're going to be the AI aunties. Talk about that for a second.
Oh yeah, so both of us have a passion for. Our background is technology, even though we were working in the space of project management. Technology is our core, and so I just got recently certified as an AI consultant. Roxanne is working on AI agents, being able to establish that within a small business, as a leader, as a professional. I'm doing that also in my space in influence as a structure. So because we've got these technology platforms, ChatGPT, Claude, Manus, Google, they are owning the systems that we are using. And so what ends up happening sometimes, if you don't know who you are, you will be influenced by technology versus you will be influenced by technology when it needs to be the reverse, right? So that's where the AI aunties. So we're like, look, we're going to be live with the AI aunties. We're going to break it down. And so that same tone, that same experience is just going to come from a technical background and aspect of it. making sure that you're set up for being equipped and being aware as to what's happening in the space of AI, not to be afraid of AI. It's not, it sounds like it's taking a lot of jobs and positions, but it's just really revealing what is already there and existing. So it may not replace you, but honey, it will definitely expose you if you do not have a structure in place.
That's
and
good.
So now that we're talking about podcasting, what does that look like right now? What is your level of influence out there today? And if you're ready to elevate your influence via podcasts, then Kim's the one to go to, and we'll be here as AI aunties with the Leadership Undercurrent.
That's great. I'm putting this up again. The leadership undercurrent. Leadership isn't just what rises to the surface. It's what moves beneath it. What moves beneath it. Thank you so much, Trisha. And Roxanne, she was just having a few technical difficulties, but she's going to be formally co-hosting the show with Trisha, and they're going to be phenomenal. So you want to take advantage of that. Shauna, tell us your show and what people can expect.
So we will be airing on June 15th, 2026. And it's the We Meet, We Eat podcast. And y'all, it literally is just that. When I tell people about We Meet, We Eat, it's literally just that. It's where everybody nourishes the body, every conversation feeds the soul, and every episode is a celebration of faith, purpose, and power. So this podcast it's interesting how it was birthed. I thought that if I didn't have a podcast, as I'm trademarking We Meet, We Eat, that it would change my my code.
Right,
that
right.
kind of tells you what the trademark is, right?
Trademark.
Right. And so that is what pushed me, or so I thought, right? But that is what pushed me to say, oh, I need to take this podcast class, right? What happened was I misunderstood her. What she really was saying was, well, the class code would be, we'll just take podcasting from the class code if you don't have a podcast. Right. And so as I begin to think about this podcast, it's really about women, extraordinary women that I know who've boldly chosen God to run their business, right? And it came from I did this devotion, and it was all about God being the CEO of the business. And I started saying, oh, I am not doing that. Right. And so, but I know a number of ladies who have, and these ladies have been very instrumental in some of the things that have happened in my life. And I think that other people should know them. Right. And so, a lot of what has caused them to be successful is their obedience. And because that is a space that in my surrender, I have, or I'm learning to do more of, be obedient. My disobedience has been uncanny. Sitting down to talk with women who has allowed God to be their CEO, and through that, their obedience is radical, is why I decided to have these conversations. So these are women that are high achieving leaders, they're entrepreneurs, they're visionaries, and their vertical relationship transforms their horizontal relationships. And you can see it throughout their business. So that's family, business, personal, what community, but it's because of their relationship with God that they've been able to steward their other relationships. So y'all have to come join us because, well, I'm super dope, and so are they. And I'm really excited because I think that we don't realize the importance of relationships, y'all. Relationships are king, cash is not. Without relationships, we don't have anything. You can have as much money as you want to, but if you don't have any relationships to fuel it, it's done. So come hungry, leave full. Let's meet, let's eat, let's grow.
Go ahead. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, I was trying to hold applause to the end, but now you made me have to put some applause up there. I'm like, oh. All right. And then this right here, this is incredible. I go a few minutes longer on these days because we're introducing new shows to everybody. So we have a few more minutes here, but I want to take an opportunity to invite Kimberly, and I might as well go ahead and tell y'all, you definitely gonna need a drum roll on this because tell them the name of your show.
The name of my show is Sacred Yet Savage, What Your Sunday School Teacher Won't Say. The tagline is Faith Unfiltered and Freedom Unapologetic. And the mission of the podcast is it's very faith forward, redefining what it means to be a young Christian woman in today's society. So we're going to have raw, unfiltered conversation, of which hopefully will empower young women to embrace their full selves, their faith, while dismantling religious stereotypes that limit our freedom, their freedom of voice and authenticity in Christ. So the young women between the ages of 18 to 24, 25, and I'm talking about these are young women who go to church, they pray, they have a relationship. At the same time, they know all the verses to Cardi B, they follow Glorilla, Lotto, Megan Thee Stallion. And so they're kind of challenged, like, okay, I listen to this, but they say I shouldn't be. How do I create my own self within Christ and how he's made me? And so it focuses more on building relationship with Christ and not the religiosity, right? Because, people could say, are you religious? And I say, yeah, I brush my teeth every morning. So this is my thought. Religion without relationship creates ritual. And you don't want ritual, you want relationship. And so the goals of the podcast is to help them develop and strengthen their faith, empower their identity by challenging stereotypes about what Christian women should be, encouraging them to live boldly confident in their voice, their body, and their purpose. And we hopefully, model how faith and femininity and knowing the power of your femininity, right, and how they coexist within your relationship with God and impacting those within your community and who you serve. Yeah.
That's my heart rate. That made my heart race a little bit. Yeah. It's gonna be racy, y'all. It's gonna be some racy stuff happening.
And I will say that I don't know if you all are out there remember Dr. Ruth Westheimer. Well, I used to listen to her at night. She was like the sexual guru and all that. Right. And so I'm kind of positioning it there because she would come on at 10 o'clock at nights on Sundays, and I would listen to her as I'm getting ready for school, learning so much. And so my show is going to come late fall, and it will be aired on Sunday evenings at 9 p.m. And so if you, because, kids at that time, young people getting ready, they're listening, doing things, and they really had my ear. And so if you all out there, those who are in my class and those who are listening, if you know of young women that are in this challenge piece, or they're just young and they're now coming to accept Christ, as their savior, please have them tune in. You're able to reach me at KZouzwa, KZOUZOUA at wasia.com. My telephone number is 617-681-5352. Feel free to reach out to me. And I will tell you, I do have the Sacred Yet Savage email address, but I don't know where it is. So eventually I will send something out to everyone. But yeah, please tune in. And if you even know of folk who you think I should have on my podcast to talk to, feel free to reach out to me. Or even if those listening, you would like to be a part of the podcast, please do reach out to me.
Well, there you have it. Sacred Yet Savage. Like, that's what your tongue out like. Yeah, I love the Lord. I'm sacred, but it's savage. Pay me no attention, y'all. I'm probably doing the most, but anyway, I love it. I love it. I'm gonna be tuning in. I'm excited about everything. I also just wanted to pop these two pictures up. Who is that gentleman there?
So that is my son Nisray. He is actually, that was him. I took a picture of him last night. He's actually playing in Rwanda for the basketball finals to the championship. So he plays for Tanzania, and they're in and it's the Tanzan, like the NBA national. You have in America, you have the African teams, and so now they're all playing for the championship. So that's my oldest at 30. That's my boy. And right here is Niadre. You can see he's very tall. He's 6'5". He is an officer in the Navy, and he's the baby boy going to be 28 in August.
Well, that's sacred yet savage over there. And I want to also let me put one more thing up. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for sharing. You know what? You all can appreciate over here. I'm working so many different buttons. You know that, right? In order for this to go smoothly, right? And so people that may not do a show, you may not know all the nuances to behind the scenes. But again, I do want to take a moment to thank CTR Media Network. Because of them, we're able to stream our show in 140 countries. And it's on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, Android TV, iHeartRadio, you name it. And you can do it under the Self-Improvement channel with CTR Media Network. Make sure you download the app. And then we were ranked number 2 last month. With over 72,000 views, thanks to whoever you all are that's tuning in to the Kim Jacobs Show. I truly appreciate it. And if you believe that the Kim Jacobs Show is helping you in some kind of way, we're bringing value to your home every weekday at 11 o'clock a.m. We come on, we bring guests, phenomenal guests that provide some level of synergy and balance to help fill that missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Please make sure you take a moment to become a supporter of the Kim Jacobs Show. And I ask you to I'm actually looking for 10 individuals that would contribute $100 to be able to help us take care of some of the things that we have to do in order to keep all of the subscriptions and things happening in order for you to receive this virtual show. So if it is a blessing to your family with everything that we bring on, some are very entertaining. We had just recently the gentleman that debuted on Beyond the Gates. And so we bring all kinds of guests. We bring everyday heroes. We bring people that have survived the plane crash on the Hudson. You name it, we bring it to you. Mm-hmm. Take a moment and pour into our broadcast. And if you would like to be a guest on the show as well, you can definitely reach out to me at 704-962-7161 and just express your interest and share your story, okay? All right. Let's see who we did. Trisha, Shauna, we meet, we eat. You went through what you said, Shauna. Everybody got a chance to talk about their shows, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So also... Shauna, I just want to make sure, because I put Kimberly some photos up. I put some photos up with you, Trisha. So let me put a few up here for we meet, we eat people. Okay, so tell me who this is right here. I don't want to do my own sleuth work.
Oh, that's my baby daddy.
That's your baby daddy.
My baby daddy.
My baby daddy, my husband, my boyfriend. He wears all the titles. That's my husband, DeMarco Price. I've been with him since 1995.
And I was like, Lord, please let these be the right photos, because you know how you go. I went on your page.
Like, who is he?
Huh?
Put that down.
Right. You're like, not that one. You're like, oh! That's why I never put it.
That's
okay. Tell us about these two.
Oh, those are my rich best friends. The oldest one is Chloe. The youngest one is Oops. No, I'm just kidding.
We see her all the time in the training class, so that's the funny thing too.
Yeah, this
Even
is
if you
Charlie.
take the training,
Charlie,
you can bring your children, you can eat, you can do what you need to do.
Right. Charlie literally is the life of the party. And so like I thought I was the life of the party. She like me on 100. Like 100 times me every single day from start to finish. So those are my beautiful kids, and I'm honored to be their mom.
That's so awesome. Okay, so we are about to almost be done. I just want to put your logo up. We meet, we eat, run to the table. You want to invite everybody to the table.
Can I say just a little bit about this? Y'all.
Yes.
So
you didn't say anything about your show yet?
I did, but I'm talking about the logo. My niece did the logo.
It's beautiful.
So, it is a good.
Thank you so much. And so, like, she was struggling. Because she's going to tap into the Lord Jesus, and she is not going to move until he say do this. And so she was like feeling some kind of way, and I was like, I know you have this. I wanted a plate, like an elevated plate, because we meet, we eat, y'all. When you come to the events that are happening in October, shameless plug. But the whole premise of we meet, we eat is for you to connect to your next, right? Like at the Last Supper, Jesus wasn't just connecting or telling them his next, he was connecting the disciples to their next. And so that's kind of the premise of we meet, we eat. So it's your next friend, your next business partner, resource idea, prayer partner, growth partner, what have you, right? And so the way that the silverware is positioned, I was like, oh my God, Mills, that looks like a cross. But and then she said, yeah, she said, but that means, well, the position of the silverware means next plate. And so I thought that was
that's
so
right.
fitting. I thought that was so fitting for it. And so this is we meet, we eat. Y'all, please run to the table.
I love that. Please run to the table, and you're going to have such a wonderful, God-fearing experience, edifying experience with We Meet, We Eat.
I am
all right. My final thing, because we went way over and had a great time, but it's time to get off this good show. So here's the thing. I would like to present each of you right now with a formal certificate, and I'll be sending that to you all via email as well. But let me go ahead and present Kimberly's first, and a certificate of completion. The Kim Jacobs online course, How to Start Your Own Show from Scratch, is presented to Kimberly E. Zuzwa.
Thank you.
I love your name.
Thank you.
Zuzwa. Our next certificate is presented to Lashana Johnson Price. All right. Congratulations. Our next certificate is presented to Roxanne Felton. Let's give it up. And our final certificate for this go around is presented to Trisha Vincent. So I want to give a great big round of applause to all of you as graduates here today on behalf of. We have 2 additional students that started with this group, and we will be coming back to celebrate them. That's Trisha and Jada, and we are looking forward to coming back and celebrating with you ladies as well. Okay, that is today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Any closing comment right quick? We're going to get off, and let's see a closing comment from you, Trisha.
Oh, I love this. Thank you, Kim Jacobs. You have been phenomenal. This program, the ladies, I'm blessed, and 2026 is just the beginning. So yes, I'm ready.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm ready for you. Closing comment, Shauna.
And listen, I'm just excited. I'm super excited. I'm grateful for all that I've learned, and now I'm just ready to hit the ground running with this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Closing comment, Kimberly.
My closing comment is for everyone here and those that are listening. I always say to people, do you. Because when you do you, you are the one that is having an impact. Don't try to be like anybody else, because God has a specific job for you. So do you.
Do you, Kim? I knew that was a great close. And today's episode is in loving memory of Solomon. 27 years ago, he transitioned from this earth. And this is Shauna Price's brother. And I wanted to dedicate today's episode.
That was really nice. Amen.
I just want you to know we hear you.
Mm-hmm. And we see you. And you're heard.
And the relationships that you have with us are a lifelong bond.
That's right. No holds barred.
No holds barred was the name of this class. No holds barred. We love you. All right, ladies, congratulations on everything. And thank you all for tuning into today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Love you all. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you and make it a great day.